Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq, coming to you live from the SALT conference in New York City. Joining us for the segment, we have Kristin Smith. She's the CEO of the Blockchain Association, and she's here to discuss why this could be a landmark moment this week in the digital asset space. It is great to have you with us, Kristin. Welcome to Trade Talks.
It's great to be here, Jill.
You got it. And explain to us why this could be an important week in the history of U.S. crypto regs.
Yeah, no, this is a huge week. We have a vote sometime either Wednesday or Thursday this week on the full House floor of the House of Representatives on the FIT21 bill. This is legislation that aims to bring a regulatory framework to the crypto industry. So it's the first time we've seen a comprehensive bill get a vote in either chamber of the House. And so we're really excited to see how much support we can get for this bill, because it really is kind of a referendum on crypto. I think a vote for this bill is signifying a vote for the crypto industry in the U.S. And so, we're spending a lot of time lobbying Capitol Hill. We're working with a broad coalition and eager to see how many votes we can get.
And this will be focused more around market structure?
Yes, this bill focuses on market structure. Commodities don't have a federal regulator, and this would set up a regime where there's disclosures at the SEC in the early stages of a project, and then market oversight at the CFTC in the later stages. And so it's like by no means a perfect bill. It's a very, very complex bill, and I'll be the first to admit that. But it really is the first time we've seen such a significant effort move this far in the legislative process.
This is the one that President Biden has promised to veto. What happens if that's
actually that's a different one. Okay. So there's another bill that's been going through on SAB 121. So yes, we have FIT 21 and SAB 121. SAB 121, this is the accounting guidance that the SEC put forth a few years ago. And what that guidance says is that banks who are custodying crypto would have to count that as a liability on their balance sheet. So it makes it really untenable for banks to get into the crypto custody industry. And we want to have a vibrant marketplace where consumers who don't want to self-custody but want to hold their assets with someone else, we want them to have a lot of choices. And so what the House and Senate did earlier this month is they both passed a resolution to repeal this guidance that the SEC did. Now, President Biden has threatened to veto that, but what was interesting about the vote in the Senate last week is that it had the support of 11 Democrats, including Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, as well as independent Kyrsten Sinema. And so that was a really surprising number of Democrats to jump onto that bill. And so I think the big question is Biden going to follow through with his veto threat, or will he just sort of stand down and let the will of the House and the Senate overturn this undesirable regulation?
It's really interesting to see how electoral candidates are waking up to crypto's potential, and it really is moving to the ballot box.
Yes. No, the crypto voter is real. If you had asked me a year ago, I was like, I don't know about this crypto voter idea. But no, the crypto voter is real. Digital Currency Group, one of our members, did some polling last month, and in swing states, 1 in 5 voters considers crypto policy a factor in their decision making. I mean, this is a very, very high number. And if you think about when we're in these battleground states, these swing states, it's a small number of votes that are going to make the difference between one candidate winning over the other. And so I think that we're seeing a lot of people care about this space, that they like crypto assets. They want to see the rebuilding of the financial services system and our technology and internet companies, and they see these assets as a way to do that. And so, I'm very excited. I think this is the strongest politically that the crypto industry and community have ever been.
Right. Well, I mean, it's interesting too, Trump declared if you're in favor of crypto, you better vote for Trump. Now, for better or for worse, this escalates it into the conversation in this year's election. So, I mean, you can't avoid it at this point.
No, it's unavoidable. It is something that has reached, it used to just be something that maybe cropped up in a few congressional or Senate races, but we're seeing this at the presidential level as well. And so, it is at the forefront of the conversation. And so hopefully we will get a strong vote on this FIT21 bill in the House. And, the pressure is on for Biden to reconsider that veto threat on the SAB 121 repeal.
It's just so amazing to me that in tight races, like pivotal swing states, crypto really is going to be the factor. To your point earlier, I don't think we'd be talking about this last year.
No. And listen, I think a lot of this is the industry has really stepped up. I've been running the Blockchain Association for 6 years now. For the first year, it was just me. It was a one-woman show.
Right.
But now we have mature trade associations. We have a very sophisticated grassroots operation. There's the third largest super PAC in the United States right now is a crypto-focused super PAC. That's crazy. There are all of these powerful organizations and tools working together. We all have a common goal of getting good, sound regulation. And so I think, for the first time, we have all the pieces in place as an industry that we need to succeed on the policy front. And I think we're starting to see the early signs of that working.
Which I think is positive too. The industry is asking for a framework, so it knows how to effectively operate from a regulatory perspective, and to make sure that the public is, there's as a watchdog, if you will, protecting the public. I think that's a positive development.
Yeah, no, it's a meaningful, it's a reasonable and meaningful place to be. I think early on there was some skepticism that we needed any new regulation at all among the industry, and as we've moved forward, I think there's a realization that this is inevitable, and we want to make sure that it's done right and in a workable way. And so it's been really great to see the industry focused on doing so much education and engaging in the process. So I'm confident that in the years ahead we will finally settle these questions once and for all, and that the U.S. will be able to continue to lead.
Yeah, well, I'm curious to see what our conversation will be like next year at SALT. Kristin, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from SALT in New York City. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.